Okay, we're live for Summer Sprint 1990 season. We're here in 2022. We have a regular season matchup between Midwest and Philly. I'm still setting up on this end, so it's just going to be a second here as we have Midwest nearing, just crossing midfield now. So, okay. I'm going to do a little more setting up on my end here, and then I'll be back to call it. All right. So Philly stays on defense here. Defending now from their 32 after a first down by Midwest. Off tackle, Herschel Walker. Going left against the 4 nose tackle. Gets his short gain for 18 yards to the 14-yard line. And Midwest getting started quickly. Short pass against short yardage. Sharp brings it in. Touchdown, Midwest. So guessed wrong short pass opportunity is cashed in. Greg Davis on for the extra point. And the kick is automatic. Makes it 7-0. And now we'll get our look at Philadelphia's offense here, and hopefully I'll be able to start diving into these teams a little bit. Short return brings Philly out to the 11. So Philly has the battery of Marino and Sanders. Certainly very strong names, household names. How are their cards? Very good. They're both very good cards. Neither are close to best in the set, but both are very good. And the first down, Marino was looking for Sanders. And it fell incomplete, 2nd and 10. Take a look at Sanders' card here. Short gains across the board on 4 and 9. Long gain and run wrong 3. And then it's 45 on off tackle 11, which he hit against me. That comes up often. 2nd down, guessed wrong running to Sanders. Gets 6. So Sanders has explosion. He has short gains. He has 5 to 10 yard pickups. So fairly complete back. His guessed right running is strong as well. He can catch. Can't block. And it's an incomplete on 3rd and 4. Guessed right means a punt for Philadelphia. 42 yards, fair catch. Midwest looking to increase their lead here. Now, the quick possession sort of cut us short. We'll look at the Midwest, or the Philly defense here. Average against the run, poor against the pass. So this is a passing squad. And first down is a pass rush. Ray Childress gets in 14 versus 4 for the sack. So quick punch by Philly. Second and 19. Now we have Sharp against a 6 and Holman against a 0. And this is not a legal formation on D, I believe. By the way, I'm trying to understand all the rules of all the different leagues that I'm in. See if Tim raises it. He does not. Loss of a yard makes it 3rd and 20. So we expect sit back here and a nickel or dime. Goes with nickel. Keeps the 5 in the game. We have Todd McNair matched up against 4 outside linebacker. You'll look for Midwest to take advantage of that throughout the game here. Going 4 wide. Kemp and J.J. Burden on the field. Lots of 4s and 0s defending. Sharp is the only one covered by the 6. Long pass to Burden. He's double teamed correctly. With 2 men there, the pass rush comes again. Matt Millen makes the play. And it's 4th and 31. 47-yard punt. Tony Martin on the return. Fair catch. So helps a bit with field position. But a net of 47 sort of saves the day for Midwest. And here comes Philly. So continuing on Philly's offense, never really took a good look at Marino. He has flat pass issues, as you can see here. Guessed right. Blanks on 5 and 7. So you can't really lean on it. And then you have a short pass that is very strong and a long pass that is very strong. Nose tackle can't make the play on first down. Gain of 12 yards for Sanders. Low INTs. Min snap fumble, I believe. Yes. So strong quarterback. At the end of the day, a very strong battery for Philadelphia to be able to move the ball down the field. Throwing to the Miami wide receivers, the Miami fullbacks and tight ends. Jim Jensen is strong. Duper, Clayton, all can catch the ball. Short pass, Clayton. Incomplete on Marino's card. 3 men there. And that's something that this Philly team can take advantage of. There's definitely an angle or two for the Philly offense here in these matchups. We have a average pass D for Midwest, a good run D, but there are matchups out there with Edmonds and with Clayton. And now Pruitt jumps onto the field here. Not sure why. Short pass, Tony Page. It's complete for 12. And a first down into Midwest territory. And the angle for Philly is that there's pass matchups that can be taken advantage of, even guessed right, where you feel pretty comfortable. Long pass, Farrell Edmonds incomplete on Marino's card. Avoids the 18% sack. Brings up 2nd and 10. So when you have that short pass guessed right comfortability, which we'll see some of the pass rush matchups here to see how comfortable it really, really is. And then you combine that with obviously guessed wrong explosion from Sanders, there's angles to move the ball down the field. You might see a lot of pass calls with linebackers up from Midwest. Seems to be the recipe of this game. They try to slow down Sanders, and let's see if Philly would respond with draws in that instance. Short pass to Clayton. A correct double team will certainly do it for Midwest defense. Indeed, 3rd and 10. 4 men in the zone. Turn that 11 from receiver to an incompletion. So flashing some double teams. That will summon some more deep balls from Philly. 3rd down and 10, but didn't see much double teaming so far from Midwest this season. Let's see if he continues with that trend. Big 3rd and 10 from Midwest 43. Possible 2-down territory. 4:12 left first quarter. Midwest leading 7-0. 3 wide, 2 running back in a shotgun. Page has a 5 on him. Sanders a 6. Linebuck draw to Berry. Probably thinking 2 downs. Nobody back there. The guard cannot make the play, though. Even on the 4 white die, the downgraded offensive line turns that 4 into a 0. It's a 4th and 8 in a likely punting situation for Philly. Let's see, though. There is room for an aggressive call here, and that's what they're doing. Keeping the linebackers activated, though, with Edmonds and Jensen in at 2 tight end. You get those 5s and 6s to linebackers contributing to the coverage more than they would in a 3 wide set. That leaves the 0 strong safety left to just double teaming things. Short pass, Jim Jensen. It's not double teamed. Opportunity is converted. Short pass to Jensen on Jensen's card. Gets 12 yards and a 1st down. Jensen finished with 44 catches, just an 8.3 average. One of the stranger long pass columns you see out there, 18 yards and 17 yards on the long pass. I really don't think I've ever seen one like that. 1st and 10 now, up to the Midwest 29 after the big 4th down conversion. Gutsy call from Philly. Off tackle, Sanders. Nobody home, guessed wrong. He's going to get 17 yards. Defensive end could not make the play. 6 white die versus a 5. 1st and 10 now to the Midwest 12. Pro set. End run Sanders. Nobody home, guessed wrong. Needs 12 yards, and he gets... We wait. He's going to get just 4. The end, Farrell Edmonds could not make the block. Brings it a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Now, moving inside the 10, things tighten up. Those linebackers the Giants linebackers from Midwest can have more impact here. Stepping into the run lane. Short pass to Page. It's complete. Carl Banks can't make the sack. 16%. Goes to Marino's card. It's a touchdown. Philly makes it 7-6, their deficit. Norm Johnson on to attempt the extra point. It is good. 7-7. 1:30 left. First quarter. Philly kicks it to the goal line, and Midwest will take a knee. Midwest on for their 3rd drive. First drive was the opening drive of the game, we believe, and took it for a touchdown. Second drive got sacked out on 2 of 3 plays, just crushed and had to punt. Yeah, that's correct. So off tackle here, Craig Taylor. Gestrong hits his short gain for 11 yards. 1st down. Let's take a little time to talk about the Midwest offense, which is a very strong offense. One of the best in the league on paper, and they've been performing that way as well. We have a running back duo of Taylor and Ickey Woods with strong cards at all levels, including end run. There's your Taylor's card off tackle to Taylor. Gestrong gets another 10 yards. He's 2 carries now, 21 yards, and you can see why here. Does not fumble, min fumbles for Taylor. And then we'll take a look at it. Woods. Ickey does more outside than inside. Neither of them have huge plays, but they can get short gains left and right. And they combine for 20-some carries. That can keep defenses honest. End run, there it is to Ickey. There is a linebacker there. But it goes Dickey's card for one of his short gains, another 13. Crossing midfield to the Philly 46. Jim Everett. He hasn't been knocking the cover off the ball. A sub 80 rating. Looking past to Walker. Gets an incompletion. But he's been getting his yards. He's been getting his yards. He's been giving away too a little bit, but been getting his yards, hitting those long gains. That's what he's there for. That's what he's built for. A decent enough flat pass where you can throw it when you need to throw it. Long pass this time. Guessed wrong to Query. It's going to be a completion for 31. Checking in on the free safety. He can't make the play after the Philadelphia 15. When you're facing a poor pass defense like today, the INTs of Everett get mitigated as he can throw one. And it's not bad, but it's certainly not good from Everett's card. But with the poor pass D, less likely. End run, Taylor, no gain. And that's where the sacks come in. And this offensive line of Midwest is so-so. 2 7s there, passing another 5, but there's a 4 and a 4. So the right side's a little bit weak, or definitely weaker out there. Can't run block a lick, but mixed pass blocking, flat pass. Todd McNair guessed right, gets 11 yards anyway. Todd McNair picked up with the KC special teams. Somebody was going to grab him with that receiving capability. He's essentially a wide receiver at halfback. First down and goal from the 4. Linebacker, Kershaw Walker, he's keyed. Doesn't matter. The upgraded center from 4 to 5 on the full house formation makes the block. Touchdown, Midwest. Kick is good. 14-7. Great answer from Midwest there. Taking advantage of the poor pass D. And a good field position here for Philly out to the 45-yard line after a 30-yard return and a short kick. Pro set up against 3-4. There's Giants linebackers, the heart of the defense. A first down, one linebacker situation. Well, Elkett makes the block. Tackle comes in and does a good job to get 4 yards and a guessed right one linebacker situation off tackle. Barry Sanders only gets 1 on the dreaded 5. Brings up a 3rd and 5 from midfield. That's disappointing for Philly. Containment is on. None of these linebackers will give up containment easily. So a passing situation here, unless you're thinking 4 downs from midfield. And that's what he's doing. Linebuck to Barry. He's going to get the 5 yards on the first down because of the defensive card. No contain. First down gets exactly what he needs. And a little risk there pays off for Philly. Brosette. Page and Sanders. Jim Jensen not on the field. Long pass to Clayton. Lots of blitzers coming. Incomplete. Doesn't get the D-die. Instead to Clayton's card. Receptions on 8 and 9. So just 8 chances. And 8 out of 36 does not cash. 2nd and 10. Short pass Evans. He's double teamed. And there comes Lawrence Taylor for the sack. 3rd and 19. Philly appears to have the Pittsburgh offensive line, if my memory is right, of these names anyway. And they're a bit of a problem. You can see that there. Lots of high numbers. 3-2-6 against the blocking back. Would not be surprised to see Barry run this one too. There he is. Linebuck draw. Only gets a yard. Make it 3. 4th and 16 from the Philly 49. Here comes the punting unit. Looking to pin Midwest back. It only goes... We got a fumble, do we? We do. 36-yard punt. It moved too fast for me to see it. Query indeed had a chance for the return. Fumbled it. Picked up by Barry Sanders. So 1st and 10. Big break for Philly. Inside the red zone. 8:06 left first half. Sticking with Prosat. Here comes a guessed wrong end run for Sanders. He gets 5. First down. And, in that situation, Midwest is like, all right, no linebackers guessed wrong for Barry. Goes to his card. Just 5 yards. He'll deal with that. Avoids the short gains. 2nd down, 5. Now from the 10-yard line, importantly. So still the whole playbook open to Marino and these stars from Philadelphia. Off tackle Sanders. Nobody home. Guessed wrong. Another 5. And a 1st down and goal from the 5-yard line for Philly. This goes with a tight end offense. Brings in a little bit of blocking around the ends. Lots of good linebackers in there to clog up the middle. Keying Sanders correctly. Sanders is going to get stopped for a loss of 2. 2nd and goal. We got 2. Because Todd Bowles was in. Todd Bowles, the free safety, plugging a hole. That's the hole that Philly ran to. Todd Bowles is a 0 free safety. And that's a pretty big swing right there. And so instead of 2nd and goal from the 7, we have 2nd and goal from the 3. Linebuck Tony Page. He gets 6 yards. Touchdown from 3 yards out for Philadelphia. Makes it 14-13. Trying to tie it up is Norm Johnson, the Seattle Seahawk. Connects. We are tied at 14. So the dreaded fumble punt, bites Midwest. And the biggest break we've had so far in this game. Philly does a nice job of cashing it in, running to where Todd Bowles was. Would have been 3rd and goal at the 1. Instead gets a touchdown. It makes it 14-14, 5:42. Philadelphia gets the ball as you start the 3rd. Keep that in mind here. Should be at least 1 possession left for Philly. Long pass to Query. Nobody's back there. Lots of pass rush coming. Up against the 4. It's complete for a long game, but just 31 yards to bring it to the 49. So nice connection. Jim Everett and this team taking advantage, getting the roles that call on the matchups that are in their favor. And Everett's doing on the defensive card here. Short yardage against Ickey results in a loss of 3. Nice call by the Philly D. 2nd and 13 backs Midwest back into their own territory with 4:30 left in the half. Showing Prosat, Ickey, and McNair. Blitzing. This is my rules correct, inside 5 minutes, a legal nickel here. So this is legal. No problem. Blitzing 3-3-5 against the Prosat. Long pass, Rodney Holman. He's up against a 0. Nobody's back there. 29 yards. This time on Everett's guard to the 23. So high risk, high reward. On the 4-minute zone, I sort of understand that from the defensive perspective because at least you'll get the possession if it is a nice full possession without worrying about clock. If your high risk, high reward defensive moves don't pay off. Flat pass Herschel, nobody home. Good blitz chance, but 10 yards. Can't get the D-die. Up to the 13-yard line is Midwest. Driving right up and down the field on 2 of its 3 drives today. This is an illegal blitz. Flat pass, Herschel Walker. Incomplete. Sorry to call out all the illegal stuff, but I think it's worth mentioning. Those that watch this, correct me, of course. I mean, feel free to comment, if I'm getting the rules wrong. But the more we know them, I know anybody who knows them, abides by them. That's really the gap is just about a knowledge gap. So if I can call them out correctly, I will. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Blitzing for 3 here. Ezra Johnson, Sean Jones. Looks like the Houston defensive line. Lots of pass rush there. And Run Taylor is guessed right. Nicely done, but the defensive end can't make that play. 5 yards. On the good call, doesn't really cash in for Philly. But it's a 3rd and 5 from the 8 now, which does take some of the playbook away from Midwest. Pro set. Of course, contain is off. Pro set here versus, what are we going to see? 4-3 or a nickel? Either way, yeah, it's a nickel. Not blitzing, despite the lack of pass blocking. Big play call. Play coming in from the sidelines. Jim Everett breaks the huddle, and it is an off tackle Ickey. It's guessed wrong. Men are there. He gets 32. That's plenty. Touchdown. Midwest makes it 20-14. 2:24 left in the half. Ickey would have had no gain if it was guessed right. I thought Tim would have gone past there as well. I would have also been guessed wrong. Brings us to 2-minute warning now. And from the 32-yard line and with 2 timeouts, Philly doesn't have full disposal of the offense, but pretty close. A couple breaks here and there, and they'll get that back. Right now, a little bit behind the curve. Short pass, Clayton. He's double teamed, incomplete. Would have been incomplete either way. Whether it was right or double team, makes it 2nd and 10. Barry Sanders, a real threat here. His off tackle, big gain around 11 looms. Midwest keenly aware of that. Barry, the 1st round pick for Philadelphia. 2nd round came back with Marino. It's an end run to Sanders. It's sniffed out by the great Midwest defensive call. Makes it 3rd and 7. Let's see what the timeout situation is here. Does he get out of bounds? Apparently, so it is 3rd and 7. With 1:22 left. No, did not get out. Let the clock run. 21-14 is the score. Midwest leads. Looking for a conversion on this 3rd and 7. No blitz coming from the safety. Long pass to Duper is incomplete. The 7 shows up, makes it 4th and 7. 1:15 left. Philadelphia will get the ball back here. So want to make sure they can snuff this drive out, and 54 yards might just do that. Query going to try again. Fair catch this time. And that should do it for the half. No big threats in terms of home run value from the Midwest running backs. I think we hit Ickey's long of 32 on that touchdown run last drive. So that's not much of a threat here with 1:07 left. We show a blitzing illegally. Can't blitz on 1st down unless you're inside the 10-yard line going in. But I think that Midwest is kind of happy to see that here and willing to take that chance to go deep and get a sniper scope, or even short and look for a sniper scope. So I would expect it. does not take advantage of the opportunity. Instead, an off tackle that goes for 3 yards thanks to the good defense of Ray Childress. The defense takes a timeout on the 2nd and 7. Are they going to blitz again? Continue this very high-risk strategy here with 1 minute left. No. 3-3-5 straight up. If you're Midwest, you're thinking about Taylor's carries, which are at 7. Might give it to Walker here. He always has carries to burn. He's the place you go to burn your carries. But no, he sticks with Taylor, and he gets 5 yards. Look to stay in bounds. The defense pressing the issue here. Down 7 points. 3rd and 2. 52 seconds left. Midwest gets a 20-yard pickup here. They all start using their timeouts. Pro set against a 3-3-5 on this 3rd and 2, inviting the run. Long pass home, and a man is back there, but it's 0-0 coverage. Pass rush comes. 11-yard loss. Big play. All those timeouts pay off, but not going to be much time left to work with. But when you're backed up to the 8, a bad punt away from having a chance to get some points here for Philadelphia. It's a decent punt. It's just about at midfield. Does Martin get a return? He does. Important. Up to the Midwest 42. Time to check the kicking card of Norm Johnson. He's not so good out there. 2 through 4 long range. 2 through 7 into the 40s. So needs at least 5 yards on these next couple plays here. Needs to get out of bounds, or we'll have to spike and he'll cut himself short of play. Flat pass right into Lawrence Taylor. Could not get out of bounds for 7 yards. So going to spike this ball. Is going to give him 8 seconds left and then a decision to make. Because if you don't get out of bounds or you don't get an incompletion, the half is over. Do you go for that, or do you go for a 2 through 4 field goal attempt with some variable upside and downside from the 35-yard line? It's Philly thinking through the options. Going to go for it. So again, anything other than an incompletion or out of bounds or score, they'll wind up with no points with this opportunity, which would not be the end of the world. This is a sort of a nicely created, curated opportunity from Philadelphia, playing good defense on the last drive. Long pass to Duper. It's incomplete. So now the choice of the long field goal or another Hail Mary. Don't get me started on Hail Marys. All right, I guess I'm started. Last night, my Rochester Jeffersons suffered a first half Hail Mary and ended up losing by a couple points. Second time this year. Not the last time I'll mention it. Those two losses on Hail Marys have bugged me. Okay, it is good. Norm Johnson gets the variable upgrade and nails it from 52 yards. The field goal is converted, does not go for the Hail Mary, instead sort of a Hail Mary kick. And the 2 through 4 jumps up to a 2 through 7, 11, 12. You see right here, variable field goal by -3, meaning -3 yards. He's at the 35, and that turned it to a 32-yard kick, 35 -3, which brought him up into the next bracket of 2 through 7, 11, 12. Feel free to join the broadcast, anybody. Don't know if my comment went through there. Maybe not. Huh. It's not registering. I hope we didn't lose connection that fast. Let's take a look at the stats. Midwest doubling up Philadelphia in yards, almost doubling up in yards per play, 206.102 to 6.93.5. And that's really interesting. With all those sacks, yards per play still at 6.9. And how many sacks? Well, three big ones for Philly, which did bring basically the punts on that specific series of downs. Midwest was not able to recover from the sacks that occurred within their series of down and get a first down. So the sacks actually cashed in pretty nicely for Philly against Midwest. That being said, Midwest still impressive yards total, impressive yards per play total. Jim Everett, 134 rating, roughly doubling up his normal rating there, on 11.8 yards per attempt, 69.2 completion percentage. Reno completing just 4 of 14. Healthy averages for all the runners. Query made a couple catches against checks on the defenders. Philadelphia will start with ball. And just in case we lost connection, we're going to jump out and jump back. Midwest coming into the game at 6-4. Philadelphia at 1-2. Just getting started in their season, if the standings I have here are correct. Let's see. Looks like we're still at half. As we wait the kickoff here in Philadelphia. I will check my email. So I'm waiting for one. Let's see here. All right, let's go back and check more in depth on those standings. Midwest 6-4, up towards the top of the standings. Rochester at 7-5 now. You see Waimea and Seattle. St. Pete will face Midwest later today, 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff scheduled between those two squads, which are fighting for playoff spots in good position right now. St. Pete, known for the defense. But his Aiden's squad that went defense in the draft, first 3 rounds, ended up good, and is right up the top among the best in the defensive standings that Tim posted a couple days ago. And they'll try to slow down this Midwest offense, which has its defensive problems, but does a great job on offense. So nice little contrast of styles there. Philly, 3 games, picked up its win against Waimea. Lost to my Rochester Jeffersons last Saturday around this time, and also lost to Wisconsin. Game that I played last week. I really don't remember much about it. Looks like Philly had a lead here at the end of the first quarter. Then Rochester was able to pull away. Had a good yards per play advantage. Reno again throwing some blanks. Gotta wonder here if see that formation just popped up. I'm gonna ping the guys, see what they got. Okay. Here we go. So, another nice kickoff from Atlanta. Good coverage there. 13 yards on 7, 8 yards on 10. 10 yards on 8, and 11 yards on 12. It's gone up twice so far to pin Philly behind the 20-yard line. Philly changing up the offensive strategy here radically. Barry Sanders starts for no gain against a full house offense. Running full house again. Duper facing the 6. Edmond versus the 4. Strong safety facing Sammy Smith. He can fumble, but can he catch? Not really. Full house will move this free safety wherever. I got an end run here, and it's only a 1 yard gain, so 3rd and 9. 2 plays, 1 yard out of the full house so far from Philly, not working out as they hoped. Going the defensive card there in a guessed wrong situation. Now moving to the blocking back shotgun formation. Been running Barry a lot on this, on a line buck draw on 3rd. What to do here? Down 4 points. Philly right in this. Don't want to. Who would want to be 3 and out on the first possession of the 3rd quarter? Staring that right in the face. Short pass Edmonds against the 4. Gets Marino 7. Short pass right for 11 yards and a big conversion, 1st down. That 2nd round pick pays off. That's really what all those quarterbacks pretty much have in common, is a completion on 7 short pass right. Kelly, Marino, Elway. Flat pass, 4 yards. They all bring a nice, at least decent short pass right column with that completion on 7. Cashes in there, races those first 2 plays. First play here is a 4-yard gain. Now a long pass, wrong. Farrell Edmonds gets the long gain, 50 yards to the 18-yard line of Midwest. Marino goes deep to the tight end. And just like that, Philly goes from 3rd and long and facing a 3 and out to being in the Midwest red zone and trying to take the lead. Midwest had to think, oh boy, got him where I want him here. 3rd and 9. 3 plays in. Looking good. Instead, it's red zone time. Short pass. Edmonds, it is complete for 15 yards down to the 3. Against that 4 strong safety, the 5 white die means it's a completion. The 7 roll made it 15 yards, so 1st and goal. Tight end offense here. Sanders is behind Tony Page. Short pass, guessed wrong. Incomplete. Edmonds can't bring it in. So, opportunity lost there, but it was just 1st down. 2nd down and goal now from 3. But with the tight end offense, the tight end offense also increases your run blocking by 1, by the way. Short pass, Edmonds guessed wrong again. This time complete. Edmonds brings it in on his card. Redemption after the drop. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 23-21 lead. Norm Johnson trying to make it a 3-point lead. He does. 24-21. 2 yards deep, Herschel Walker. take a knee. So first possession for Midwest in this second half. 9:54 left, third quarter. Pro set, Woods, who brings with him 7 carries. So about 13 carries between the two high-value backs of Midwest. Starts off with a guest right run and gets 4 yards, went left. So Holman couldn't make that block. Instead of 9, it's 4. Either way, guest right, Midwest has to be satisfied with the result. We see Philly making some really strong defensive calls here. Nice coaching. Getting these backs in guest right situations. Comes with a price, though. If you swing and miss on those, Everett can take you deep. Looking pass. Guess wrong. Nobody home. McNair, opportunity for Midwest. And he brings it for 14 yards. First down up to the 38. Todd McNair. And one of those interesting cards in the set. You see running here isn't going to really threaten anybody. I think it's a big fumble as well. And but passing can do it all. Incomplete on the interception split. And the 8 roll wouldn't have been intercepted by anybody, but had a 0-man deep opportunity against a 6. But it falls incomplete. White die 1, 2, 3, of course, would be a long gain for a quarterback like Everett and a couple others out there in the set. Second down and 10, Warren Moon. Short pass, guessed wrong. Sterling Sharp gets 14, first down. So guessed wrong opportunities now coming for this Midwest passing offense, and they are making Philly pay into Philadelphia territory. First and 10. Long pass, Query against the 4. Long gain, 33 yards, though. Again, getting the short one, but he'll take it. Up to the 15. Got that 0-man poor pass card. Lots of long gains scattered on there, and this Midwest offense has taken advantage of that dynamic today. First and 10. Can't blitz here from outside the 10-yard line. Guessed wrong to McNair. He can do damage here. Needs 15. Gets 10 to the 5-yard line. First and goal, Midwest. Tight end offense. Linebuck Woods. It's guessed wrong. No gain on the dreaded 5. Second and goal from the 5. Blitzing 4-3. Woods and McNair behind Everett. 6 minutes left here, third quarter. Philadelphia leads 24-21. Midwest trying to take the lead has a guessed wrong opportunity. The right guard is a 0 with a 4. White die can't make the play. Third and goal from the 3. Was in the pro set. If we would have stayed in tight end, would have had it. And by the way, it's the 2 tight end, 3 running back that gets you the +1 as if it's full house, not the tight end offense. So correction there. Just thinking through it. Tight end offense doesn't do it. You got to have 3 backs in the backfield. Third and goal from the 3. There's 2 ways to have 3 backs in the backfield. One's the full house. One is the 3 running back, 2 tight end offense. Third and goal from the 3 here. And this time it's pro set again. So that can leave the linebackers to do some business. If you guess pass and stuff that center. Linebuck Taylor, it's guessed right. The linebacker cannot make the play. Matt Millen's a 5. The 6 white die makes the difference. Touchdown, Midwest. 27-24. Looking to make a kick here to make it 4 points. Davis will hit it where others would miss it on the 11. He makes it 28-24. Midwest comes back and answers. 2 drives so far for these teams in the second half, 2 touchdowns, 4:48 left, third quarter, 28-24 Midwest. After the touchback, Marino and Sanders set up shop at the 20. Haven't seen much in the way of fireworks from the Detroit offense, but there are some fireworks by Charles Mann coming in off the defensive end spot to put Philly in a hole. 2nd and 19. 2nd and 19, sort of a Barry Sanders special down. I dare you to call run, says Philadelphia, on the 2nd and 19. Philadelphia successfully playing off Edmonds and Clayton to go deep. That 0-4 dynamic with the 0 free safety. Flat end run to Sanders. Guess wrong, cannot cash it in. Loses a yard. Oh, that's a heartbreaker for Philly. Makes it 3rd and 20. Sanders would have gotten just 1 yard in his card anyway. Prosek keeps that 0 off the field. The extra defensive back for Midwest, and also makes this 0 without coverage responsibilities. Looking past to Farrell Edmonds, trying to pick up a couple yards, gets a nice gain. Edmonds 11 yards on his card, makes it 4th and 9. Helps field position a little bit. Down 4 points. Philadelphia's punting with 3:18 left in the third. It's a 46-yard punt. Jeff Query has fumbled once today. This time gets 19. A little bit of redemption there. Up toward midfield at the 48-yard line. Midwest looking to take a 2-score lead here if they can travel 52 yards. Gain some control in this game that neither team has had thus far. Off tackle Woods. Guessed wrong. No linebackers behind. Box is available. And Sean Jones can't make the play. 5 yards. Makes it 2nd down and 5. Guessed right linebacker. No gain. 3rd and contain is on. Big play there. Big gutsy call. Seen a number of them. Haven't worked every time for Philly, but it works there beautifully. Sets up a 3rd and medium. Everett, not the strongest flat passer. Not incapable. Certainly boosted by a guy like McNair. Going 4-2-5 with a 0 free safety, which means contain is limited unless you put 2 linebackers there, which he does. Flat pass, and it is going to be held back for a 3-yard loss. Philly forces the punt after the nice punt return, setting things up for Midwest. They can't do anything with it. 2 nice defensive plays on 2nd and 3rd down. Makes it 4th and 8. Folage on to punt. 54 yards from the goal line. Check that, 46 yards from the goal line. Likely coffin cornering here. But maybe not. It's kind of a tough one. Let's see. It does go for coffin corner. And it just goes 36 yards. That's good enough. Puts him at the 10. So gets a pretty decent coffin corner. And now Philly will take over at that 10-yard line as the clock is winding down here in the third, under a minute left. Blocking back formation. Clayton and Edmonds. Gets a 0 in the 4. Flat pass. Marino's suspect flat pass comes back to bite him there. Incomplete on the 7 roll. Makes it 2nd and 10. Short pass to Sanders. He's not covered. He gets 11 yards. On Marino's card, that's short pass right 7. Gets 11 where the flat pass is a blank. 11 on the short pass. First down for Philadelphia. We end the third quarter with a 4-point Midwest lead. End run Sanders, guessed wrong, nobody home. Opportunity is cashed in for 16 by Barry. Up to the Philadelphia 37-yard line now. Sanders finally breaks free for some yards here. 17 carries, 85 yards. It's a nice, healthy 5.0 average after that run. Short pass, Edmonds. He's doubled up, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Expect to see more doubles out of Carl Banks, and you got to wonder if Tony Page will start to get activated as a result, as Midwest tries to play around with dealing with the deficit of the coverage against Edmonds and Clayton. Long pass to Duper. He's up against the 6. Pass rush coming. It is going to be complete. Calls on the free safety. Free safety is a 0. Bowles can't come up again. His second failed play. One on a run, now this one on a pass for 31. And Philadelphia returns the favor of taking advantage of coverage deficits by the defense to get yards. Midwest has been sort of living on that most of the day today. Up to the Midwest 32, 13:30 left. Philadelphia down 4 points. It's a guess wrong situation for Barry. The guard is going to make the play. Linebacker had moved up, 3-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 7. Banks moved into the zone, which affected the result. Would have been a 8-yard gain, instead chopped down to 3. 2nd and 7. Nice move there from the Midwest defense to save those 5 yards. Philly, we note, has been aggressive when it comes to going forward on 4th down. The tackle is a 5. Can't make the play there with the 6 white tie. Just 2-yard gain. So 3rd and 5. No linebackers were in zone. Guessed wrong running for Sanders here. Has been 2 carries, 5 yards on this series of downs. Disappointing for Philly. Now faces a 3rd and medium. They've been running out of these and going forward on 4th as you continue that trend. This time, for the first time, Midwest does not default to a nickel in this 3rd down situation. First time that I noticed anyway. Instead, 3-4, respecting the run calls earlier from John and his Philadelphia Stars. Long pass to Duper, crossing everybody up, but it's guessed right, but it's complete. 0 men back there. Long gain, touchdown. Mark Duper, 27 yards. Safety had moved up. Can't blame Bowles that time. Touchdown, Philadelphia. They take the lead 30-28. 12 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Norm Johnson knocks it through 31-28. Plenty of time. Game really just starting here in some ways. Threw it against the 6. So a lot of those defensive X calls would have resulted, if it would have hit there, all of them would have resulted in an incompletion. A lot of chances for that, but tiptoed around it, looking for the receiver or the straight-up long gain. Gets the straight-up long gain and the score. Now the touchback puts Midwest at their own 20-yard line. And this cat and mouse run pass decision, and it continues here. Long pass to Holman. Nobody back there against the 0. Incomplete on Holman's card. 2nd and 10. Double teaming the 6 guarded Shannon Sharp. Almost cost Philadelphia. The 8 would have cashed. 9 incomplete instead. 2nd and 10. Long pass going right back to Holman. Man is back there this time, incomplete on Everett's card. 3rd and 10. It's a pretty favorable matchup here, as we talked about early on, for Midwest throwing deep against the 4-3, against the base defense, I should say, of Philadelphia. Just Everett's INTs are mitigated against this poor pass D. Got some good matchups out there. Not much to lose other than the down. 3rd and 10, flat pass to McNair. Man is there, and the man is a 6. Only 4 yards, and Midwest is going to have to punt it away, down 3 points with 10:30 left, fourth quarter. Scott Fullage on to punt. Looking to get a good one off. Mediocre, but the bounce is fantastic. Makes it a 54-yard net, and Philadelphia will start from their own 22. 10-12 left, fourth quarter, with a 3-point lead. This is Philadelphia's first opportunity, in my memory, to try to take a 2-score lead, have the ball with the lead. Here it is. Can they do it? Linebacker draw. Sanders. Guessed wrong. Short gain, 14 yards. Barry Sanders warming up. Starts the drive with a nice run out to the Philadelphia 36. First down and 10. In a nutshell, we've seen runs from Sanders or deep balls, a couple short passes and flat passes mixed in. This time, Sanders takes a break. Wilder is in the backfield with Tony Page, interestingly, on this 1st and 10. What to do? Wilder, not known as a runner, can block. Got 2 great blockers back there. Flat pass, complete for 7 on Marino's card. Threw it at Lawrence Taylor. 2nd down now and 3. Sanders is back in after the quick blow. Facing the standard 3-4. And run guessed wrong. Nobody home. This time the dreaded 5 shows up. Wow. 3rd down and 4. 8:24 left, fourth quarter. It's a loss as well. Just a minefield for Midwest to work through. And they find their way to the -1. Sets up a 3rd down and 4. Three of 9 for 3rd down conversions today for Philly. End run, guessed wrong. Gets 6 yards. First down. A man was there. Linebacker filled the zone. So it would have been short in most situations on the 7 roll on the defensive card. But the 7 roll on the offensive card, Sanders brings that for 6 yards and a first down. Long pass Clayton. He's double teamed, incomplete. And let's take a look at Clayton's card. I think it's also an incompletion, guessed right. It is 2nd and 10. Midwest flashing the double team. 2nd and 10. Yeah, this defense, is kind of put in a box here. Both defenses are sort of in a box. The offenses have an advantage. You can see that in the score. We don't see many 31-28 scores. Linebucker draw to Barry. He's going to get those yards, isn't he? Yeah, 9 yards. Big first down running. The 6 center, DeMonte Dawson, gets the big block to make it 3rd and 1. 6:54 left from the Midwest 43. Got to wonder what would happen if we get to a 4th down here. Well, let's see what happens on this first. 3rd and 1. Off tackle Barry. It's guessed right. The defensive end makes the play. Charles Mann is there. Here we go. 4th and 1. What to do if you're Philly? Looks like he's going for it. He is too tight. So no blocking back to help here. And 4s on the ends on this 4th and 1. It's a 3-4. Linebacker Marino cannot get the yard. First down, Midwest. 2 through 7, good. The 8 shows up. And Midwest has the ball at their own 43 with 6 minutes left. Got quite the little showdown here. So the dynamic with 6 minutes left. You don't want to be in too much of a hurry if you're Midwest, but let's see here. Running the ball down the field and putting Philly in a hole would be best. And Philly guesses correctly, but Icky finds a 6-yard gain. Guessed right. 2nd and 4. Nice result there. So moving the ball down the field, running it, taking some time off, taking the lead is ideal, but you have the weapons that Midwest does. The long pass is always in play. Second and 4. Look-in pass. Guess wrong. 2 men are there, though. Complete for 3 yards on that poor pass D. Comes back to haunt Philly on that occasion. I had a poor pass D back in Battle Royale, and the flat pass frustrated me more than any other pass call. You see it show up there. 3rd and 1. Linebuck Taylor. Nobody's home. Guessed wrong. He's going to get these yards. 4 yards. First down to the Philadelphia 44-yard line. 4:12 left. I think at this point, your win probability is about a coin flip for either side at this particular moment. Pro set. Taylor and McNair. Flat pass. McNair. Nobody home. Sack possibilities. Gets a 9-yard gain. 28% chance of sack. The 35 die shows up instead. And that's a first down. Wow, that's a big roll on that 100 die to avoid it. Jones brought 15 a pass rush against a 7. The 7 really saves the day for Midwest. Makes it 2nd and 1 now. Herschel Walker loses a yard. 3rd down 2. Two down territory now as we hit the 3-minute mark. Short yardage D. Can Taylor get it done? He cannot. It's a loss of 1. 4th and 3. Boy, you see that 2-yard right there on 8. You see 5 yards on 10. The short gain, basically a 50-50 chance, more or less. And it falls in Philadelphia's favor. And we have a 4th and 3 upcoming that may very well determine whether Philadelphia gets the win. Pro set. Taylor along with Walker. That +2 now doesn't help on this 4th and 3. Talking about that off tackle right roll of 8 for Taylor. Against the non-blitzing 4-3. Short pass home, and it's Gastrovi. It's complete for 12 yards. So Midwest kind of goes for it there. Goes for the jugular and catches Philly in a run call situation. Nicely done by Tim and the Midwest offense to make it a 1st and 10 at the 25 as we hit the warning. Both teams, all their timeouts left. First and 10 at the 25. Pro set. Taylor and McNair. Flat pass home, and nobody's home. Blitz chances are there. And it's incomplete. Boy, a 2 through 4-12 INT lands on 11. Big risk reward play there. The D-die showed up. It was Doug Smith versus the 7. Only an 8% chance. The 31 shows up on the 100 die to avoid the sack. And then Midwest avoid the INT. 2nd and 10, 152 now. Time not a factor for Midwest. End run, guessed wrong. Icky looking for that short gain. Gets it. 13 yards up to the 12-yard line. Not trying to get out of bounds. It's a question for Philly whether timeouts will be used here. It's going to let it run on this play. Midwest, of course, can still get a first down at the 1 or 2 yard line. So another series of down and more time is in play in certain situations. A blitzing 3-3-5, not legal here to blitz, I believe. Legal, however, in the last 5 minutes to go nickel. That is legal. So inviting the run, is that a false flag by Philly, or do they mean it? Boy, you take a chance calling an illegal D here because your opponent has every right to call for timeout. It is a guessed wrong. Flat pass here. Sterling Sharp scores 15 yards out. Gets a 15-yard gain. Only needed 12. Touchdown Midwest. 34-31 Midwest. 107 left. The kick is good. And all of a sudden, Philadelphia finds himself in a really tough spot. They'll start at the 32. Had to return it since it was kicked to the 12. They need a touchdown with 1 minute left. Great drive by Midwest. Obviously, the highlight being the 4th down conversion on 4th and 3. The short pass guessed wrong to Rodney Holman. 4 wide. Linebuck draw to Sanders. Going to burn some timeouts here. Gets 7 yards. First timeout will be burned now. Sanders doesn't have the long gains on the linebuck. But being in the shotgun forced that linebuck. This time not in the shotgun, which opens up the end run, the chance to get out of bounds, and also opens up the long gain opportunities. You see the zeros now populating the front. Looking past to Sanders against the zero. Gets 14. And I thought they'd burn another timeout. But in the Midwest territory. And now Philly down to 1 timeout. No chance to get out of bounds on the look-ins. That's what happened there. 3-2-6 against the blocking back, keeping the running of Sanders a possibility. Seeing if he can run this game out into the sunset if he hits a long gain. Long pass. Edmonds 2-man back there incomplete. Hits the 9. Would have been complete if it went to Marino's card. Instead, the white die puts it onto the 2-man card of Midwest. So huge, just huge white die roll there. 2nd and 10. $66 points scored in this game. Will Philly add to the total? Will it get into the 70s? 2nd and 10. Page serving as blocking back. Sanders off the field. Long pass Duper again. 2 men back there. This time it's a long gain. It's a touchdown. Duper. 47 yards. Philadelphia takes the lead with 30 seconds left. Call it 22 seconds left. Norm Johnson on for the extra point. Heartbreak Hotel for Midwest. Man, oh man. The kick is good. 38-35. I don't think Midwest has strong returners. Let's see if it's a kick away here or a squib. He kicks away and gets it beautifully to the 1 yard line, forces the move of the clock 1 tick to 15 seconds. 3 plays for these Midwest Vipers to steal back the lead. A play after the white die took away. There's a long pass to McNair. Incomplete. Took away a completion for Philly. The next play goes to Marino's card, and he hits the long gain. Unbelievable. 8 seconds left now. 2nd down 10. Dime situation here. Left 1 man back in the zone last time. What to do this time? That long gain on 7. I'm giving up the flats, double teaming everybody I can, putting 2 men deep. So 2 double teams, 2 men deep. That's how I play it. Give him that flat pass, long gain opportunity. Just too much risk sitting there on Everett's card 7. did that long gain. We'll need a ton of yards here, obviously. You're not going to get it on most of these. There's a long pass to Kemp. He's doubled up. So it does exactly what I thought he should do. It still goes to the receiver card, incomplete. 1 second now. Even a long gain needs 212 to score it from 83 yards out. Last gasp for Jim Everett and Midwest. Long pass to McNair. He's not doubled up. Here it goes. Long gain. 71 yards. Will be short. He will be short. Heartbreak Hotel for Midwest. The game is over. Philadelphia wins 38-35. McNair caught by the shoelaces to end it. A wild one here in Philadelphia. Wow. Unbelievable. My comments are not going through. I don't know why. I'm going to do it over here instead. On my phone, I'm going to go into Slack. Give me a minute here. Direct messages. John and Tim. Please join the broadcast if you can. And, Tim talking about that long pass. Last night, my game versus Rochester's game versus Michael and Drake, I was saying the same thing. Got caught on a Hail Mary at the end of the half, and that I got tons of breaks. Of course, both teams got tons of breaks, but that was what's gonna stick with me. And when you get beat, with something like that, like a Hail Mary, it sticks with you for a couple of days. Lo and behold, I woke up and like, damn. First thing I thought about. No, didn't think about work. Didn't think about the 5,000 miles I need to travel this week or anything. I thought about the damn Hail Mary when I woke up this morning. That's what I thought. And I suspect Tim is going to face a similar fate here as we await Tim at least to join the broadcast. He's grabbing his headset. As we wait for him, we'll take a look at stats. With that 70-yard bomb, Midwest gets the yard advantage, 420 to 380. Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it in the season preview. Midwest was gonna face shootouts. More than anybody else, probably. A couple teams had a couple with them that had probabilities of shootouts, just a few, just a handful. Midwest was certainly top of that list. Exactly what we saw here. 800 yards. Hi, Tim. I feel your pain. You can hear me?
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I feel your pain, sir.
Yeah, that was a tough one to lose, man.
Oh, my. Oh, so, I guess you want to start on the shoestring tackle, or you want to start on the touchdown pass, or someplace else?
Yeah, a shoestring tackle like that. I mean, what did I end up with on the 12-yard line, I think? So, in theory, a kick return that had gotten me, 12 yards further than it did.
Yep.
Would have been nice or something like that. But Yeah, I'm less concerned or less upset that it didn't go the distance than which would have been awesome, but more concerned that why couldn't it have just happened to play earlier? Would have been nice.
Right?
So, uh, yeah, that was definitely a tough loss. I don't know. It's a weird game where I sort of felt like I sort of felt like I had control of that game a lot of the time, um, but couldn't shake him. And he had, I can't remember all of them right now, but he had some really good calls and some clutch moments. I know he hit a long pass on me, guess and run, which I don't do too often, and I do judiciously. But he got me on it once, and yeah, I just couldn't shake him at the end there.
Um, both we don't see games like this often, right? In this league.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot of low scoring
38,
games
yeah,
typically.
38, 35, 800 yards of offense. Um, so, but we talked about it though, right? We talked about just mentioning it a moment ago in the season preview that you were at the top of the list of the teams that were going to have shootouts, right?
Probably,
And it,
yeah.
and yeah, and it showed up here. Let's talk about your defensive dynamic. So you were facing, either Barry Sanders guessed wrong,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Or you were facing this nexus of his tight end and Clayton against the 4-0 with your 0 free safety. And you had Carl Banks out there to use his double teams if you wanted to, or your left inside linebacker to use to double team Evans if you wanted to on
Which I
shorter
did
or
both
long.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yep. So talk about that. Were you just trying to, you're obviously keenly aware of that, the nexus of the offense. Everything ran through sort of that, right? And every once in a while he would
Absolutely.
throw to Duper just to change things up. But what were you thinking as you were trying to
Yeah,
coach through that dynamic?
you nailed it. You encapsulated it perfectly. I felt like he was looking at Duper simply to keep me honest, just as much as I was looking at Duper simply to make sure he knew I hadn't forgotten about him, if that makes sense. But yeah, I knew that the pass offense was going to focus through Edmonds and Clayton. It always focuses over on my zero left cornerback defensively. And he certainly signaled early, and not surprisingly so, a willingness to send both his halfback and fullback out uh, receiving, and so that's smart. Makes me kind of diverge how I want to use my resources. Um, but yeah, I tried to keep that in check a little bit. I think that Edmonds is a pretty scary tight end, and so I certainly wanted to uh, give him a reason to think twice about throwing to him by doubling him periodically. And I probably got at least three uh, good double teams in at some point.
You did. Yep. And nonetheless, 121 rating from Reno, 126 rating for Everett.
Yeah.
I mean, so they had their way. Marino just completed 51% of his passes, though, but 4 TDs. Everett, 66%, 11.1 yards per attempt, and just the 2 TDs.
Yeah, I chose
So,
to run it in, uh, you know, in those moments. Um, if someone's gonna guess
no.
pass, I'd rather run the ball in
Oh, yeah,
any day
for
of the
sure.
week.
For sure.
So,
So then on the other side of the ball, you had a favorable dynamic too, of course, right? So you had your running options there, and then you were facing a 0 against Holman, Query against the 4. So you could thrive in a guest right pass environment against the poor D. And the biggest point that we were making on the broadcast is that, yeah, Everett's interception is not bad, but it's not good, right?
right.
That's elevated. But against a poor passing defense, boy, that's mitigated. I mean, that's just now all of a sudden you can
Absolutely.
really, against those 0s and 4s, you can throw deep without much worry, because usually you got to worry a little bit going deep.
Well,
The risk reward thing, obviously it's high risk, high reward throwing deep with Everett against a good pass D. But in this case, it's mostly reward and not nearly as much risk as you're usually taking.
well, certainly not as much risk from an interception percentage or even an incompletion percentage, but there's plenty of risk there to be mitigated. With his
Pass
blitzing.
rush. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a good pass rush, and it got to me several times, and really, I think I long passed maybe a little bit less than normal, but not too
Mhm.
much. But I was, yeah, it was I think it was balanced out by wanting to throw more because of, like you say, his poor pass defense, but a little less because of that blitz. I know early on in the game, the only drive that I'd been stopped was the one where I'd gotten aggressive, got sacked, got behind
Mhm.
the sticks, and I was having a lot more success moving the ball. A little bit more a chunk at a time. So
Let's go to what was seemingly the play of the game.
okay,
Fourth and 3. You're down by 3 points. Under a minute left, and on the 3rd and 2, you got the -1 on Taylor's card to make it the 4th and 3, right? And Holman comes up with a huge short pass catch. Your thought there? Going into that play call.
I had run it twice in a row, and honestly, if I was confident that I would get a pass call defensively, I'd have run it a third time. I'd have taken that confidence in that run if I thought it'd be on wrong, but I wasn't as sure about that. And the other part of that calculation was, I don't want to discover, two linebackers in a zone or whatever. Let's go ahead and throw short, and I'll already be in field goal range, a pretty safe field goal range if I get the pass completed. And so at that moment, I decided to go to Holman, who had the zero defender, and I didn't want to take my chances with Sterling Sharp there.
And it was big. It was
Yeah, it
big.
was
We
big
thought
play.
the play of the drive, clearly, and seemingly the game. And then it came down to a couple shots. I mean, as you probably noticed, his first shot there on that series of downs, if it would have went to his card, he would have had plus 27 or something on the 9. But it went to the defensive card, 2 men. You're putting 2 men back there. Right thing to do. No question about that. It's the right move to make. And it paid off on that first down. I thought it was first down.
Yeah, and I
And
made
then
some I made some good calls as far as judging when he was going to try to tap me in the look in and when he was going to try to hit me over the top. And so I made some right calls there that I thought put me in a good position. And honestly, it kind of did. But then you get the big play. I can't. Was it on third or was it third or fourth down when he got that big play on me? The
it's
touchdown.
either second or third.
Okay.
And then the next play, the very next play went to his card instead of yours. So 9 on the 4, 5, 6 white die would have been complete on his, incomplete on yours. The next play gets the 8 roll and goes on his card and lands the score. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what a tough time to get that happening.
Unbelievable. Any other thoughts?
No, not really. I'm 6-5 now, so I've got another game scheduled here in a couple hours with St. Pete. I'm looking at them, and that's going to be another real tough game. So, we'll see where that leads us after that.
Yeah, that should be a good one. It's the contrast of styles here. St. Pete, a defensive focused team, right at the top of the defensive rankings.
Yeah, I think they're good and good if I remember right.
Correct. Went defense in the draft, starting with the Minnesota defensive line.
Yep. So I've
you
got
gotta
that to
face
worry
those.
about.
Yeah, got to face those pass rushers. When you're on the offensive side, you're facing Dave Craig and Johnny Johnson. Craig with 11 fumbles so far this year in 10 games.
That's right, Mr. Small Hands. Let's see if I can maybe get some good breaks there.
But has only lost 3 of them. He's only lost 3.
Wow.
And look at that. I mean, 7 fumbles from Johnny Johnson as well. 5 fumbles from Kevin Mack. So, and then Craig himself only has a 1.9% interception percentage, which is kind of low for him. I'm sure that's below where he was for the year. So you've got what on paper anyways, troubled offense versus probably the best defense in the league, facing you, which is one of the best offenses in the league versus, a defense where you have to put some extra work in to get the results you need. So it should be an excellent contrast.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. I'm excited.
All right. Well, thanks for joining.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way, to my opponent. Good win, John. You deserve it, man.
Yep. And we will hopefully at least won't be able to broadcast it, but try to peer on your game a little bit later.
All righty.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Anthony.
it.
Take care, buddy.
And that wraps it up. Final score, incredible game, 38-35 is our final, as the deep ball from Marino to Duper cashes in late, on a couple of occasions, most importantly in the final minute of regulation. And then the Hail Mary from Midwest also is complete. Needed 83 yards, got 70, falling just short of a miraculous win. Instead, Philly wins 38-35. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.